Hi, it's Steve Barnes here with Lifewriting Live. I am now live, apparently. So I've managed, my God, it's Thursday, and I've actually managed to do one of these every day. I'm going to try to do that 5 days a week, all month. Let's see, we're talking about writing. I like to talk about life, and so I'll talk about three different things, three different arenas: my career, my family, and my physical health and skills. And hopefully what I'm talking about here will appeal to enough people that this is something that'll be worth people's time. I'll try to do this sometime. I'm going to try to keep aiming at doing this at noon. Today I had to go to the Social Security office for my son and stuff like that, so I couldn't get here in time to do that. But I'm here now. So, between 12 and 1. We've been talking about the life writing approach to story, and these are not going to be exhaustive conversations. They're going to be suggestions that you tune into our new podcast, lifewritingpodcast.com. You can find out more about it. It'll drop on Sunday. That'll be our first episode on Sunday. But we're going to be talking there about life, using our own lives as the primary example. That's the only thing that's fair and honest to do, really. And hopefully, once again, there will be things there that are of value to you. So I wanted to lay out, for the year, discuss the 6-part life writing process that we teach. And today will be part number 3. The first part is to write a sentence a day. The second part is to write 1 to 4 short stories a month. And the third part is to polish and submit those stories. Now, this is critical, that the idea is to get at least 1 story per month out the door, being submitted. And to do that, you might have to write every day, a little bit, at least 1 sentence per day. If you can't write at least 1 sentence a day, 30 sentences a month, you need to ask yourself if you really wanted to be a writer. I mean, it's totally okay for you to say, this isn't for me. But if it is for you, then you need to look at what is it that stops you from doing the minimum amount that will get you there. So we're talking about that minimum to be able to kind of get in the game, so you can learn, so you can grow, so you can get your name known, so you can develop your own ways of writing, of accessing your creativity. One of the things that you have to do is you have to learn how to finish a piece of work. Not just to write it, not just to produce text, but to actually finish it, polish it, and let it go, to actually put it out into the world. So you're clear, you're not just developing intellectual skills, you're also developing emotional skills. The skill of dealing with your own fear, your own procrastination, your avoidance, the voices in your head, whatever, all that stuff. If I lay out to you what I call the critical path, a critical path, there are other teachers who can advise you to go other ways, and of course you can synthesize something yourself. All I'm saying is that if you follow this, you will win. Everybody who's followed it so far has gotten published. They get published somewhere between 20 and 30 stories. If they're following what it is that we're talking about here, before they get to 30 stories, they're published. So if that's what you really want to do, I'm literally laying you out a path that has worked for everybody who's tried it. And one of the things that you have to do is finish the stories, get them out of your drawer, and put them out in the mail, or put them, on the internet. You send them out to people. You submit. People might say, well, where do I submit them? Well, I'd say to that, where are you reading your stories? Because in a couple of steps, you're going to be advised to do a lot of reading. So these 6 steps work together, and they complement each other. It's not just about writing. It's about constantly improving your writing. It's about being on the path of mastery of writing. And in that sense, a master of writing is someone who has all of their basic skills at the level of unconscious competence, so that they can create, under pressure, and they've committed to their path for a lifetime. Doing that puts you on the path of mastery, as much as anyone else who's ever been on that path. Although some of those people are, horizons ahead of you. That's okay. They either started before you, they've worked harder than you, and in some cases they had some advantages. But if you're on that path and you're actually creating, isn't that what you wanted? Isn't that the core reward to write and to share your dreams with other people? if your goal was only to make money, it's absolutely possible to make money writing, but you better learn marketing because that's where the money comes from. Unless somebody else sees your stuff and is so entranced by it that they're willing to do the marketing for you. They're willing to take that responsibility for you. But if money is what you want, absolutely possible, but study marketing. If you want to get published, this little piece right here is just about how do you write, finish what you write, get published with it. So those are the things to finish. And how do you polish your work? Well, there's lots of advice for that. Every one of these steps, we could spend months breaking down what's here, and there's so much to say, and there's so many questions to answer for you about that. But how do you polish your work? One of the best ways to polish your work is by reading it aloud, and that way you can actually get the flow of what the work is. Another is to develop a circle of readers, people who are at your level and hopefully above, who can begin to look at what it is that you're doing and to give you advice. If they're not above your level, then they're following a very specific pedagogy. They're following a very specific pattern. When we are doing the Lifewriting podcast and our Lifewriting Premium program, we will be giving you opportunities to meet with people and exchange stories, and we'll even be reading some of your stories aloud and showing you how to criticize them so that every time you write, you're getting a little bit better, getting a little bit better, a little bit better, a little bit better. And that's all you have to do is get a little bit better at a time. So that's the thing. Please send any questions you have. I'll answer anything. Really, this is, we're trying to be pretty transparent about this. We, Tanana and I are working writers who are married and raising a family, raising a beautiful 17-year-old son, and work out together to stay as healthy and energetic as we can possibly be. And we want you to succeed. And we believe that if success is for you is to write better and better and better and get published more and more and more, we can help you with that. What we can't do is guarantee how far you'll get or how you'll look in comparison to somebody else. Nobody can promise you that. But what we can promise you is a healthy, happy, successful writing life. Thanks so much for listening, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye. Oh, by the way, lifewritingpodcast.com. We're starting this Sunday. Love to see you. Bye-bye.